Today's video, I'm taking you on a tour of Whitby. We're gonna cover off 26 different locations for this video, and it was spread out over 3 days. Today's video, we are covering off the ABCs of Whitby, and the hardest alphabet letter to actually cover for this was X, so you're gonna wanna stick around for that one. So yeah, tons of people moving to Whitby, and these videos just help shed light in terms of what it's actually like. So if you're looking to move here, you just have that glimpse in terms of what's life really like here. It saves you the trip because you might watch my videos and realize, Whitby's not for you. Or you might have your interest piqued and you want to come down here and see kind of Whitby for yourself. So I've had so many people reach out and absolutely love that. So if you're looking for that help, my name is Brad Gates and I am a local realtor here in the Durham region. All you have to do is call, text, email, send the carrier pigeon, whatever is easiest for you. And I'm sure to make everything go so much easier. And all my contact information is in the description below. So let's just jump into it. We're at A, and we are at the Ability Center, which is in Whitby, and it's a Canada-wide kind of facility. So it's a facility that gears programs for inclusion for everybody who's within Canada. So if you have disability, stuff like that, they have programs that can help with that. So again, Ability Center is A, and let's keep going. B is for Brooklyn, which is on the north section of Whitby. It's a subdivision, but it's also an area that's well known for its historic charm, architecture, that kind of stuff. We're in the downtown part of Brooklyn, which is kind of like Whitby's second downtown. And let's move on to our next. We are at C, and for that, we are at conservation areas. So the cool thing about Whitby is there are 2 conservation areas. There's Lynn Creek, and then there's Heber Downs as well, which is on the north side. So that covers off conservation. C for conservation. Let's move on. For D, we are in the downtown. So Whitby's downtown. When you're moving to a new city, downtowns are important because let's just say you have kids and you have people that are watching those kids. You want to go out with your wife or your girlfriend, your fiance, your partner, whatever. You can pub crawl. You can, if you don't drink, you can do stuff like going to different gastro pubs or different restaurants, just trying different appetizers, things like that. So it's really important to have a downtown. Adds a ton of character as well, especially with Whitby's downtown. You can kind of see throughout the architecture is really nice. And it's right at Brock and Dundas. So let's move to the next. For E, we have entertainment. So behind us, you have Sega City, which is like the Palladium. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's pretty cool. It's like an arcade for adults. And then you'll also have behind me there, you have like a movie theater, and then you have iFly, which is like an indoor skydiving. But then you also have a ton of restaurants, Chuck E. Cheese, Putting Edge, so there's so much to do. There's even a gym. So if you are looking to move to Whitby, this is a place that would have a lot of the entertainment and the stuff that you would want to do. Let's go to our next letter. For F, we are in the Iroquois Sports Center, and the reason for that is because of festivals and the Food Truck Festival, which is my favorite festival within Whitby. It takes place in this parking lot. So when they do have that on or different other festivals that they'll have here, this parking lot is transformed to a very happening, busy place. People from outside of Whitby even come here as well. And then you'll have like Brooklyn has the Harvest Festival, and hopefully sometimes they come to a Butter Tart Festival because that's my weakness. But yeah, for F, we're at festivals. Let's move on. If you are enjoying the video so far, be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video as well. Helps YouTube put my video in front of other people just like you who might be looking to move to Whitby, or maybe you already do and you're just kind of checking out in terms of what Whitby has to do. So sorry to interrupt the video, and let's get back to it. We are at G, and for that we're going to do Whitby GO Station. And why that's so important is because you have consistent way to get downtown Toronto. So it's about 50-minute commute from the GO Station in Whitby all the way to Union Station. So if you are commuting every day, it's a great option. It's consistent. That's the nice thing about it. If you're driving down, you could deal with winter storms and traffic jams, accidents, all that stuff. So that kind of finishes off G with the Whitby GO Station. Let's move on to H. For H, we have history, and we are at the Kid Safety Village, and this is located at Brock and the 401 area roughly. And it's just a little village made up of all small buildings. And during the summer, they were having free drop-in programs, that kind of thing, just to help teach children and kids, I guess the same thing, just the safety on the street. So if you're playing on the street, you kind of know what to do. So it's really neat, definitely worth the checkout. Let's go on to our next letter of the alphabet. For I, we have the Iroquois Sportsplex. So this is a facility that has pretty much every sport activity you could imagine. Baseball fields, soccer fields, baseball diamonds, soccer fields, hockey arenas, swimming pools, various activities for all different kids and everything. There is even a skate park that you can kind of see back there. Whoa, that was a close zoom. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so it's like skate park, and it's really close to the GO station on Victoria and the Brock kind of area. And so that covers off I. Let's keep going. We are at J, and we're at the Whitby Jet. So this is the Jet because it's like the lighthouse that's behind me. So it's great for strolls. You have beautiful views of Lake Ontario, see the boats coming in, all that kind of stuff. So it's just great. I'm going to turn the camera around just so you can kind of see the views that you get here. And so we'll start on the left. So that's like the waterfront there, and that's like a little pub that they set up during the summer there. It's a place with no roof or anything like that. And yeah, so you're just kind of seeing the great views that are here. Yeah, very scenic. And you'll see lots of people that kind of just come here for the day. L is for Lake Ontario, so it's not all cities actually have a waterfront. So the fact that we are right standing pretty much on a pier that's in Lake Ontario, and you're close, you can come here every day if you're in Whitby, is definitely a plus. So again, Lake Ontario, and let's just jump on. We are at M, and M is for museum. So here I'm just at the Lynn Creek Museum that's here. It's being ran by the Whitby Historical Society. And this house behind me is the oldest home within the Durham region. It was located back in the early 1800s, located by Lynn Creek. And they actually moved it here in 2013. So it's kind of cool to be able to tour a home like that. But then you also have a little general store there as well. They do give tours and just a whole bunch of neat stuff to kind of check out. M for museums. N is for the nature trails that you'll have here. So there's tons of nature and there's great trails. So nature trails, and you'll have different pathways that you can take like this, where you can just drive for kilometers and kilometers. Then you also have the waterfront trail, which is down at the south of Whitby, which will take you right from, you can go to Oshawa, then you can go all the way to Pickering if you wanted to. So N, nature trails. For O, we have outdoor rec space. So Whitby has a ton of it. There's baseball diamonds, there's soccer fields like this. Some have the lights, some don't, so they would be restricted to kind of daytime only if it didn't. But it's kind of neat to see that you'll see just like soccer games going on. It's for children and for adults as well, so it's kind of good and important. So if you're into that kind of stuff, Whitby does have it. Let's keep going. For P, we are at the Port Whitby boat launch, and then you can look back further and you see the marina there as well. So it's a great place if you do have a boat, you want to come for the day, go on Lake Ontario, do your thing, come back. You do have that option here as well. And let's move on. For Q, we have quiet neighborhoods. So I'm just like in the middle of a street within the subdivision within Whitby. I am in Brooklyn, so I'm on the northern section within. But yeah, Q, we have quiet neighborhoods. We are at R, and for R, we are at the Rotary Sunrise Lake Park. So this is a little park that has a beach, and then it has a gazebo here as well, and just open field. People come with the dogs. There was just somebody here playing Frisbee, and it's connected here to the pier that you can walk down to the Whitby Jet. So that kind of gives you an idea of where the area is. And then really close to it, you also do have that little pop-up pub that they've put. So yeah, Rotary Sunrise Lake Park. Let's move on. For S, we have sports culture. So, you know, Whitby has all the sports you can think of, boy, girl, it doesn't matter. Baseball, hockey, lacrosse, soccer, pretty much anything you think of. Sports culture scene in Whitby is super strong. In the summer, you have lacrosse that gets played inside. And then during the winter, you'll have it where it's like the ice for the hockey and all that kind of stuff. So S, sports culture. For T, we are at Taunton Gardens or Taunton Road shopping corridor. Pretty much 80% of any shopping you would need to get done can be done on Taunton Road, from pretty much spanning the entire realm of Whitby, from Brock, all the way down to, I would say Thixon or so. So yeah, Taunton Gardens, and it has pretty much, this plaza alone has a big majority of the stores. So it's super cool and convenient. I live very close to here, so it's nice to be kind of really close to this plaza. So Taunton Gardens. For you, we are at Unique Shops, and so this here is just a little store that's on Anderson. It's close to the car wash. I pretty much drive past it all the time, and it's just the Maker's Hub. And yeah, so it's just all Canadian made, handmade kind of stuff inside there. On weekends, this little parking lot will have little tents up, and you'll have a lot of people selling their own unique stuff. So again, U is unique, and that brings us to the Maker's Hub. And there's small shops like this one, downtown Whitby, and then also in Brooklyn as well. So you'll have different areas, and definitely if you're searching for it, you will find it. So U, Unique Shops. For V, we have volunteer opportunities. So there are tons of volunteering opportunities in the Durham region, specifically Whitby. You can do your traditional Big Brothers, the soup kitchens, the churches. If you go on to, if you Google on Durham volunteer, it'll bring you to this actual website where you can search based on the duration, the type of volunteer you want to do, and it will just populate in terms of tell you what there is available currently within Whitby that you can do, and so that's super cool. And so V, volunteer opportunities. For X, we are at Camp X, and it's located in south of Whitby, just off the shores of Lake Ontario. It's currently home to the LCBO distribution center or warehouse. But yeah, back in 1940 to 1946-ish, it was a training facility for secret agents. This was around World War II, so that's super cool. Camp X in Whitby. And yeah, X was really hard to come across, but it was either this or Whitby is extraordinary for kids, but I figured this one would be much cooler. Ton of information out there on the web as well if you are interested in looking out at what Camp X actually was. So X, and let's move on. For Y, we are at youth activities. So they do this at two places within Whitby. It's the McKinney Center, but then it's also the Brooklyn Community Center as well. And it's just more of like a youth drop-in center. They have specific hours where you can go, and they have stuff like pool tables, computers, video games, other stuff just to help keep people, I guess, off the streets causing trouble, puts them into an environment where they have stuff to do. And yeah, so that's Y. Let's go on. For Z, we have zoo. So Whitby doesn't have an official zoo themselves, but we're close to the Toronto Zoo. There is an Oshawa Zoo, which is kind of northern Oshawa. And then there's also Jungle Cat World, which is on the north section of Clarington. And then there's also another option, which is more of like a reserve for wild animals where you can go there. That one's a little bit harder to find, but it's out there. So Z for zoo, and that finishes off the alphabet. And as you can tell, Z was a little bit of a stretch. Hard to find things that start with Z, but I did. So we're close to a bunch of zoos, and that finishes off the alphabet. Well, this was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like it, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. This was a video, it took 3 days, so that it wasn't so obvious. It took me 3 days to film it. It was 26 different locations within Whitby, and this videos and the channel and everything like that. It just helps shed light in terms of what Whitby is like. So if you are looking at moving here, you just have a better idea of what it's all about. I have helped so many people looking to move here, and I absolutely love it. So if you want that help, all you have to do is reach out, call, text, email, send the carrier pigeon, whatever is easiest for you. And I'm just here to make the move and relocation go so much easier. Thanks for watching, and until next time.